Welcome to EasyCart. In this video tutorial, we're going to walk through how to set up table rate shipping. And EasyCart offers a multitude of shipping options from live shipping carriers from USPS and FedEx to our table-based shipping, as well as also static rates, which are just hard set shipping methods to go in your system. So table rates are popular because of their simplicity. They're one of the first go-to systems that we really recommend users use. We do like live shipping, although it does add complexity and it does add communications to other systems like API systems. So if you want to go with a good straightforward shipping method, then our table-based shipping is really a good way to go. The way table-based shipping works is we offer price tables, weights, percentage-based or dollar-based tables. And think of it as a spreadsheet. With table rate shipping, you can have, for example, as the price goes up, you have set prices you want to ship at. As the quantity of items go up in the cart, you can have it be quantity based or maybe percentage based, where as the price gets a certain point, you offer 10% shipping or 5% shipping. And so they're kind of a lookup table is what they are. So let's take a look. We have a basic shopping cart here, just with some demo data. And the first thing we want to do, and I always say this in all my videos and support requests, is go into your product and be sure to go to shipping options and that it is actually set to ship. I've seen a lot of people struggle and they just leave shipping off and they can't figure out why rates aren't showing. Now with the certain things like weight-based triggers in our table rates, you might want to come in here and make sure you set up your weights as well. If you're using things like priced triggers, then packaging options really aren't as important. In that case, it might be okay just to leave these all set to 1. But if you down the road might want to use weight-based triggers, it's a good idea to fill this information in. But do make sure you turn on your product and make it shippable. Eliminate a lot of frustration. So let's take a look at settings. So to set up table-based shipping, it's very simple. You come in here to your shipping rates, and this first box here is what you're going to use for your website. So are you going to use live shipping? Are you going to use any of these trigger-based shippings or static-based? This is where you actually establish what your site will use. And in this case, let's take a look at price triggers. You can see this is price triggers, or table rate shipping is what we call it too. It basically has a price trigger and it has a shipping rate. It has another price trigger and a shipping rate, and you can add as many as you want down here as you build them. So anything over $0 is going to be $5 shipping. Anything over 50, it's going to hit $10 shipping, and anything over 150 will be 20. And that's how you build your table of shipping rates. And if we jump over here to our store, let's go to our shopping cart. Okay, and what we'll do is we will take a look here. We have no zones turned on. The other thing I want to do is during checkout. A lot of times people want shipping to show up in their shopping cart right here. There's no shipping showing up. Oh, I forgot, it's over in our shipping settings. Okay, and we have this option here to hide the cart shipping rate, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. And so you'll see we don't have shipping show up in the shopping cart, but if we want to, we can have it show up here. And this is a good feature because certain times with live shipping we don't have people's billing addresses, and so in some situations it might be nice to hide this. But when you use table-based shipping, it's nice to have this off and have shipping show up right away, because it's going to pick the correct one based on the cart contents. So the user just gets a quick experience right there and knows. As they go through checkout, you can see that it has all of the shipping here. We're not concerned with their shipping address because we're using a table. And so let's go back to our rates, and you can see that it's based on pricing. So if I was in my shopping cart and we just went ahead and increased pricing, maybe we'll double this or triple this, make it $75, you'll see that shipping just jumped up. And I do have a discount applied, so somewhere in here, probably my promotions, I probably have a promotion set up to offer shipping over a certain dollar. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this promotion just to stop confusion. And if we refresh our shopping cart, we should just see the regular shipping costs. So it's just doing a quick lookup. It just depends. If we go up over $100, it should give us a different shipping. Or what was our threshold? We had a different threshold in there. Let's go back to our settings and shipping rates. Oh, it was 150. So over 150 it would show here. Now we do also have shipping zones, and shipping zones are one area where users get a lot of confusion. So I always recommend leaving these off to begin with. Get your shipping set up for your main territory correctly if you're going to use price-based triggers, or any of our triggers for that matter. And then if you want to start adding a shipping zone, go ahead and do so, because what happens is, let's say we want to have a price trigger of $50 to another area. And if I come in here and say, okay, anybody in Europe, I want to have this trigger, and I save that, it's only going to use this trigger for European users based on their checkout address. So if nobody matches, if nobody's in Europe, they're only going to see this trigger and this trigger. So keep that in mind, that these can really mess up with your users if you don't set them up correctly. If you start to use triggers, or I mean shipping zones, you really have to go through and add shipping zones to everybody for every scenario. And it can be a lot. You might have a huge list here because every single trigger is going to need shipping zones. And I also recommend you have some with no zones, so that if somebody doesn't match a zone, they need something to fall back on. So make sure you just kind of leave those off, is what I recommend, until you really know that you need them. Okay, now flipping through the others, weight triggers is exactly the same setup. You set up your weight limit and your rate. So once you understand one of these quantity triggers, if you want to have something, they order 3 products, they get a special rate, then you set up your quantity trigger. And then we have percentage based. So maybe at $100 you want a user to get 2% shipping rate, and it will do that based on the price of their cart. So 4 different methods essentially: price, weight, quantity, and percentage. They all do the same thing. Most popular is probably price based. The rules to follow, pretty simple. Just make sure you cover all your areas. So you're building a table, so start at 0 and work your way up, and then build your rates. And zones, leave them off if you can until you really understand what those zones do. If you are trying to limit shipping to a specific area, and I think that's why people use zones, is they say, well, I only want to ship to the lower 48. So if you really do need to limit that, go to the shipping settings, and this is where you can enable and disable countries and states. And this is the proper way to limit your store to only certain geographic areas. So excuse me. So if this is something you're looking for, they can really simplify your setup. Now, one other aspect, let's go through checkout. I know a lot of people they want basic shipping like this, but what if you also want to have pickup, a local pickup in your area? Okay, right now it's just standard shipping is what we call it, because it's using a table. But if you want to add local pickup, we do add local free pickup here in our shipping settings. And that is a good option if you offer both. And I know some people have lately, with everything going on in the world, they want to be able to offer pickup and just regular shipping. So we do offer that as a checkbox right here to enable. So that's a lot, or that's our table-based shipping. Kind of an overview of it. It's pretty simple. If you're looking for live shipping, I have another video that'll walk you through how to set up all of these and work with live shipping. Live shipping is definitely more complex, but we streamline it, and it's all included in EasyCart. So if you go with our Pro Edition or our Premium Edition, you get all of these, and you get to pick and choose what you want to use. So very, very valuable information, very valuable tools, and very low cost from EasyCart, where it can get expensive with some other competitors. So any questions on this, please send us a support ticket if you're having trouble setting one up. You can re-watch the videos. They're pretty helpful in watching somebody actually walk through and do it. Pick up new tips here and there. And we'll see you in the other videos. Thanks.